Good afternoon, kings and queens, and welcome to Believe in Yourself Tuesday. I'm your host, Lakina Folks. Racism has been a part of the American fabric since its existence. In the past few years, it has become a prominent subject on social media due to its racially profiled and violence against African Americans being caught on camera. And as we all witnessed the murder of George Floyd in 2020, the world responded with protests for the injustice that the Black Americans still face. But what is the proper response against injustice? Just like in the first days of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? That is the question that remains without a unanimous answer in the Black community. Today I chat with producer, writer, and director Ashley Kay as we revisit the question in her upcoming film, Forgive Us Not. We'll be right back, right after this.
1, 2, 3, 4. Believe yourself. You can't speak for nobody else. Believe in your dream. There's nothing you cannot achieve. Believe. I do
So thank you so much, Ashley, for joining me on Believe in Yourself Tuesday today. Thank you so much for coming.
No problem. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me on here.
Yes. So, Ashley, not too many people have the talent of both behind and in front of the camera. So it's very interesting to learn that you kind of do both. You was an actress. So what came first, working as an actress or behind the camera?
Definitely acting is what came first. I was always just enthralled with wanting to just be on stage or in front of the camera. And Vanessa Williams, she was actually one of my first inspirations, her and Jasmine Guy.
Okay.
Seeing them performing Stomping at the Savoy. It's kind of where I was just like, ooh, I want to be up there. But I really didn't know until I was about 13 when our school did The Wiz. And I played 3 roles. So I was actually an understudy for the Scarecrow. Then I was actually one of the crows. And I got to do this cool break dance, which was fun. And I was also an Emerald City citizen. And I kind of knew then and there that was my purpose in life. And so from that point on, I just pretty much made it my business to pretty much take on acting in any pretty much aspect of entertainment.
Okay, so you like being in front of the camera, acting. Okay, so you've been in theater as well?
Yes. So theater was my starting ground. So our high school didn't have a drama department, which was disappointing. But I made it for that at Saginaw Valley State University. So that's where I actually studied theater. And I minored in creative writing, and I also minored back and forth between French and Spanish, but more so French. So creative writing is also where I was able to enhance my writing skills. And I actually got to start to discover my voice as a writer while I was there too.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So do you prefer the theater and film or acting? Which one do you prefer?
It's because both sides have their pros and cons, where with theater you get to actually feed off of the energy of the audience, and it's basically it's one shot. You can't mess up from that point. So I like the pressure from that because it just feels rewarding to basically be in contact and in connection with the people. But with film, you don't have to do as much with theater. You basically have to kind of be over the top with stuff. But with film, you can kind of bring that down, and basically the camera picks up on all the small things. But you're able to actually do more in regards to storytelling on film than you are able to do with theater.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's discuss Forgive Us Not. Tell us a little bit about the film.
Basically, the story itself it's about what would injustice look like, and how do you approach injustice? Is there a right way or is there a wrong way? And the story that we're looking at is basically this leader named Sharif Rafa, who is a leader of the underground Black Force, and there's a mission that he's carrying out with this newbie that he's brought in, and basically this mission is what could make or break their organization.
Okay. So we're gonna watch a clip of "Forgive Us Not."
They got to burn crosses on our lawn, lynch our men, rape our women, burn our babies alive, all while pledging their allegiance to the United States of America. I'll say to hell with America.
And with the help of our ancestors here to guide us, we're gonna show that white devil what happens when you fuck with one of our own.
How do you know this is what he wanted?
Brother Omar, answer me this. What made you join the underground Black Force?
You, Brother Sharif?
It's gonna be so good. I cannot wait till it come out. So tell us, what inspired you to write this film?
So going back to October 2019, I participated in this program that Black and Brown Theater, a local theater group, put on called Our Voices. So I signed on as a writer and director, and even though I already had something in mind to already start writing, this was basically around the time of the Amber Geiger verdict, and actually watching that verdict and like seeing the response from the entire Black community, and even just how I felt watching just how the judge and even the victim's brother responded to Amber Geiger. It honestly, it provoked something in me that just I just couldn't get it out of my head.
Yeah.
And I just really pretty much felt led in the spirit to actually write about how I was feeling, because I just felt like this wasn't right, because it seemed like this was something that just continuously happens over and over again, where we're always the ones that's just forgiving the racist white people that do these type of things to us. But when, there's Black on Black crime, then we're ready to tear stuff up. And it's just like, no, we have to discuss this, and we have to bring it to the forefront, because whether or not folks agree with it, there are folks out there that feel like that, and I mean they feel justified for it. So yeah.
Wow. And how long did it take you to write this film?
So because this was originally a stage play, it was only about 5 to 7 minutes as the play. So going along the journey, once I set in stone, what was it, November of last year during the pandemic, when I decided I was going to turn it into a film, it actually only took me about maybe 20 minutes to add pieces, basically decorating it, because I already had the base of it. So pretty much it was just going back and adding the backstory, which led up to basically what was going to go down. So yeah.
Now, did you do this actual stage play, or you just decided to turn it into a film?
Yeah, so we did the showcase. It was actually on my birthday, November 8th. And so we got very, very great reviews off of that. And I was originally planning to showcase it and expand on it as a one act, but then COVID hit. So that kind of shut plans down for that. But in hindsight, it actually gave me the vision to turn this into a film. And so, alas, there is that.
Wow, okay. Now, what is your personal view on how racial injustice should be handled? And do you agree with a more passive approach, or do you think the retaliation is justified?
So growing up, because I am biracial. I have a white mother and I have a Black father. So it's always been kind of weird for me, but I've always been on the side of wanting to fight back against injustice. And I know the main two things you'll see is basically like from the views of both Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. When I was a lot younger, and basically how, I was taught, it's just basically, you don't put your hands on nobody. So basically, it was more so I can view with where Martin Luther King was, but I was always infatuated with Malcolm X because he was so strong and he was so upfront about his views and opinions, and basically making it okay for blacks to stand up for themselves,
Right.
by all means necessary. So now where I'm at now, I'm kind of a mixture of both.
Okay.
So basically, yes, there are instances where I feel like, yeah, if somebody does try you, then, you just got to be wise to
Right.
move in that place. But, I mean, again, it's all about using knowledge and wisdom in situations. So basically, I'm a mixture of both Martin and Malcolm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how does that play, because you're into the justice and all of this, and you say you have a white mother and a black father. How does that play? Do they have any input on what you're doing?
Well, I know, because my mom, she's not originally from here. She's from California. So when she first moved out here to Detroit, she would tell me kind of stories about stuff that she would see, because even some of her friends, when they would go and hang out with other blacks, she would see some of the injustice and stuff going on just by getting pulled over by the police and how they were treating blacks. And I mean, I haven't talked to my father in ages. However, I would just know stories from him growing up in Jamaica, Queens, and he would kind of sort of be around that stuff, kind of, but not necessarily. So I learned a lot of this stuff from a school that I went to, Irma L. Henderson Institute International Studies of Commerce and Technology.
Okay.
Yes, that is a long name. But it was a Pan-African school, so a lot of the black history that I learned about and the black figures that pushed along to the civil rights movement was taught to me through then. And also learning about the principles of Kwanzaa, or just basically stuff that we need to know about our African heritage, just in general. So, yeah.
That's amazing. So your mom actually put you in those schools and made sure you knew your heritage.
Yes, she actually she worked for DPS for about 20 plus some odd years. She's retired from it now, but
Okay.
so she kind of knew which schools to put me in and what not to put me in.
Okay. That's amazing. Okay. So has it been difficult getting respect as a female director with such, because it's a male dominant field?
I mean, I always hear that, yes, we live in a male dominant world, but I usually, because I grew up around my brother, and then I also had adopted brothers come along the way, I've kind of gotten used to being around, males and knowing how to adapt and kind of sort of just basically just not going along with it, but basically being able to develop my own voice and to stand on my own 2 feet, despite the fact that, I'm in a room full of men, because I get it that men are always going to try and downplay a woman and think that she's only good for being pretty, or she's only good for, just being basically the trophy. But in hindsight, no. And I don't have a problem with, saying what I got to say. However, of course, always being respectful, but I don't allow that to limit me, because basically the same vision that God gives man, he gives women.
Yes.
So that's how I look at it.
Okay. So have you ever felt intimidated, in a room full of men, in the, film, acting? Have you ever came across that? I know some women have, and they kind of diminish, but
Because I think because of the fact that I've grown up around my brother and his friends, it really doesn't bother me, because it's just like, okay, well, who are you? I mean,
Right.
yeah, I get that you're a guy. However, I'm here
okay.
to do my
Good.
thing.
So they're not gonna try you.
Right. I mean, some have, and I've had to put them in their place. However, but it doesn't bother me, because I understand at the end of the day, the industry is dog eat dog, but I have the stamina to basically to bark it out, and plus I got the Lord on my side.
That's
so
good.
yeah.
That's good. Awesome. So do you have any other upcoming projects, film, anything else coming up?
So I'm actually in the process of developing a soap opera, and
Wow, okay.
so I'm actually currently just finished writing one of the episodes. I have about 5 written now, so I'm moving on to episode 6. So, I mean, I've already declared that to be the next project.
Okay.
So, I mean, basically be on the lookout for that.
Okay.
I won't give the title away yet.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, we're on the next level from here. So.
Okay. Now, can you tell us what kind of soap opera? Is it love? Is it more drama?
It's definitely, it's a mixture of all of that. So
Okay.
basically it's like it's inspired by soaps because like I am like a huge soap opera buff, so I was named after a character off of Young and the Restless, Ashley Abbott. So
Okay.
yeah, it's basically that, but it's also tying into modern day themes and also discussing things that a lot of people tend to shy away from and actually bringing it to the forefront and telling it like it is. So it's going to touch on, you know, mental illness. It's going to touch on like, you know, adultery and, you know, all that other stuff
Okay.
that usual soap operas tend to get into. So, yeah.
Well, that is amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. So where can people see the film Forgive Us Not?
So it will actually be going up for a pre-order on Vimeo September 6th. So that's Labor Day. And then you would actually be able to view it September 17th, which would be that Friday. So yes, be on the lookout for that. And basically, we will have the announcements for that on my Instagram page.
Okay.
So, yep.
Okay. Well, I am excited about this film. I mean, the trailer is already just breathtaking. You know,
Yes.
I didn't want it to stop. I really,
Me neither. That's not the thing.
like, I want to see this movie and what's it about. I'm really excited about this movie. So
Thank you,
I can't
thank
wait. I
you.
definitely will be watching it and supporting it. And Ashley, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming, and congratulations on all that you're doing, your success, the soap opera, all the things many things that you're going to be doing. And just tell our audience how they can reach you, you know, your website, social media handles, and then just give them some encouragement, believing in themselves, because I know it took a journey, and it took you believing in you for you to be able to really come out and really start this journey of being a director and, you know, having such a great film that's going to be coming out, and all the many things that you've already done.
Amen. So you guys can follow me on social media, primarily Instagram at KAY Productions 88. So yeah, I spell out the KAY. But yeah, that's one page. And then also it can lead you to the actual official film page for Forgive Us Not, which is at Forgive Us Not Film. That's all one word. Both of those pages, you can find them on Instagram. And basically, I just want to tell the people that your words have power. So you have the power to shape what you want to happen in your present and also what you want to have happen in your future. So make sure that you are careful with the words you speak. And if anybody speaks anything negative into you, child, then just go ahead and rebuke them in the spirit.
Well, thank you so much, Miss Ashley. It has been a pleasure. And thank you so much, Kings and Queens, for joining me on Believe in Yourself Tuesday. And I just want to let you know that it start within you. Start loving you, believing in you, and hoping you. You can really do whatever you want to do if you put your mind to do it. And I always say, everything you need is right there inside of you. All you have to do is believe in yourself.